Chosen one, stop scrolling right now. This message is not entertainment. This is not random noise. Heaven interrupted your day because something inside you has been hidden for too long, and the hour has come for it to be named. Do not treat this like another video. Your spirit already knows why you stopped. Out of every soul walking this earth, there is a mark on you that cannot be copied. You have felt it since childhood. You never had to be told. You could enter a room and feel what people were hiding before their faces changed. And for years, you wondered why your heart knew things before your mind had proof. That was not imagination. That was not overthinking. That was not weakness. It was the first sign that you carry something unusual, something heaven placed inside you before anyone around you knew how to recognize it. They called you sensitive because they could not explain your discernment. They called you quiet because they could not hear your spirit working. Listen carefully. No one on the entire earth has what you have. Not because you are better than anyone. Not because you need to compete. Not because heaven loves others less. But because your assignment, your wound pattern, your discernment, your timing, and your spiritual architecture are not repeated in another vessel. This is why comparison has never worked for you. Every time you tried to live like everyone else, something inside you began to suffocate. You could follow the same steps, smile in the same rooms, say the same polite words, and still feel like your soul was wearing clothes that did not belong to it. You were never designed to disappear into the crowd. You have been asking why you feel so different. You have been asking why normal conversations drain you. You have been asking why some people seem fine until they get close to you, and then suddenly their hidden motives rise to the surface. Stay with me. There is a reason your presence exposes people before you even speak. You thought you were hard to love. You thought you were difficult to understand. You thought maybe something inside you was too intense, too deep, too strange, or too heavy for ordinary life. But heaven is correcting that lie today. You are not difficult. You are rare. You are not too much. You are carrying a signal most people were never trained to receive. There are rooms where you feel your energy change the moment you enter. Your chest tightens. Your thoughts sharpen. Your body notices what the conversation is trying to hide. And while everyone else laughs, smiles, and pretends nothing is happening, your spirit begins reading the atmosphere like a language that was written before words existed. That is why you get tired around certain people. It is not always social anxiety. It is not always moodiness. Sometimes your spirit is doing work your mouth never agreed to do. You are detecting pride behind kindness, jealousy behind compliments, fear behind control, and pain behind silence. That kind of sight has a cost. Chosen one, you were not born with ordinary awareness. You were born with spiritual detection. You notice shifts others ignore. You feel distance before someone admits they are pulling away. You sense danger before the event arrives. And many times, you have been accused of being dramatic only because you reacted to something early. But here is what most people miss. You were not reacting to nothing. You were responding to signals. Your spirit heard the footstep before the door opened. Your body felt the betrayal before the words were spoken. Your dreams warned you before the season changed. And your silence has been protecting you more than you realize. This is why you cannot explain yourself to everyone. They want proof after the damage happens. You receive warning before the damage forms. They call it coincidence after everything unfolds. You call it what it is, discernment. And there are people in your life who secretly fear that part of you because your presence makes hidden things uncomfortable. You have walked into places and watched people change their tone. You have seen smiles freeze. You have felt conversations bend around you. Nobody announced it, but you knew. Something in them recognized something in you. Darkness does not need a full introduction to recognize light. Falsehood does not need a speech to feel exposed by truth. This is not about ego. Hear me clearly. This is not about thinking you are above people. The true chosen one does not need to be loud. The true chosen one often spends years being overlooked, misunderstood, and underestimated. But heaven does not measure rarity by applause. Heaven measures it by assignment. And your assignment has been heavy. That is why you have carried exhaustion that sleep could not fix. That is why you sometimes wake up already tired, even after doing everything right. That is why your mind can be full while your mouth stays quiet. You have been carrying conversations, prayers, warnings, and burdens that no one saw. Some of you have been waking at strange hours. Your sleep breaks for no clear reason. Your dreams feel sharper than usual. Names, faces, numbers, places, and old memories return without warning. And while the world tells you to ignore it, your spirit knows that heaven has been using the quiet hours to get your attention. You are not losing your mind. You are receiving. You are not falling apart. You are being interrupted by a higher frequency. You are not broken because you feel more than others. You are being trained to notice what others miss, because your future will require a level of discernment that cannot be learned in shallow rooms. If this is already speaking to you, type 777 in the comments. Not as a performance, not to impress anyone. Type it as a witness that your spirit recognizes the message. Let it be a marker that you are no longer willing to call your rarity a burden, because the truth is this: you have spent too many years apologizing for the very thing heaven gave you to protect your bloodline. You apologized for sensing too much. You apologized for needing space. You apologized for seeing patterns. You apologized for not fitting into places that were built to keep souls asleep. But the apology season is ending. You are not here to become smaller. You are not here to explain your fire to people who enjoy darkness. You are not here to prove your light to people committed to misunderstanding it. You are here to remember, to rise, and to carry what no one else was assigned to carry. Stay with this message. The next part will reframe your reality even deeper, because what you have called isolation may be the first proof of what you carry, and what you have called rejection may be the doorway heaven used to keep your original signal untouched. Chosen one, what you called isolation was never proof that heaven forgot you. It was proof that heaven was protecting the part of you that could not survive in every environment. Some rooms rejected you because your spirit was too awake for the sleep they were trying to preserve. You were not removed because you were unwanted. You were separated because you were entrusted. That difference matters. Rejection makes the soul feel discarded, but separation means heaven saw something too valuable to leave exposed. You thought people walked away, but many times grace pulled them away before they could touch your signal. There is a kind of loneliness that is not punishment. It is preparation. It feels quiet. It feels unfair. It feels like everyone else is building lives while you are sitting in a hidden place with unanswered questions. But hidden does not mean forgotten. Seeds are hidden before they break soil. Oil is hidden before it is poured. You have been trying to explain your rarity to people who only understand common things. That is why the conversations exhausted you. You kept bringing language from the spirit into rooms that only wanted surface comfort. And every time they made you feel strange, something inside you wondered if you should silence your depth. Do not silence it. That depth is not an accident. That sensitivity is not a flaw. That sharpness is not a curse. It is part of the structure heaven placed inside you. And the more you tried to act normal for people who feared depth, the more your soul began to ache. There is a reason I will speak more deeply later about the Genius song. Not as a replacement for prayer, not as a shortcut around obedience, but as a simple 7-minute audio built around the gamma state, the same state often connected with clarity, intuition, and the inner sharpness many chosen ones remember from childhood. For now, just hold that name gently, the Genius song. We will return to it when your spirit has heard the foundation, because before any tool makes sense, you must first understand why your inner signal has felt buried, and why what heaven gave you was never meant to stay covered forever. You remember moments when life felt brighter. Maybe it was when you were young. Maybe you learned fast. Maybe you saw patterns easily. Maybe people told you that you were gifted, deep, unusual, intense, or wise beyond your years. Then slowly, the world taught you to doubt what came naturally. It did not happen all at once. It happened through correction. It happened through shame. It happened through rooms where you were told to stop asking so many questions. And little by little, the open child in you learned to lower the volume of the gift just to be accepted. That is why this message is touching something old. It is not only speaking to who you are now, it is calling back the part of you that existed before the world trained you to shrink. The part that felt heaven without needing proof. The part that knew things before adults had language for them. Chosen one, you were never ordinary. You were trained to act ordinary. There is a difference. Ordinary means nothing. Unusual was placed inside you. Trained to act ordinary means something unusual was placed inside you, but life pressured you to hide it so others would feel comfortable around your presence. That pressure created a false self. You smiled when your spirit wanted distance. You stayed when your discernment said leave. You accepted crumbs when your soul knew covenant was possible. And because you were kind, you confused endurance with love, silence with peace, and exhaustion with loyalty. But heaven is breaking that confusion. You are not being called to be cruel. You are being called to be clear. You do not need to hate people to stop letting them drain you. You do not need to become hard to become protected. Your softness can remain, but your access must become sacred. The world taught you that love means unlimited access. Heaven is teaching you that love without discernment becomes a doorway for confusion. Some people did not need more chances. They needed distance. Some rooms did not need your presence. They needed your absence to reveal what they were using you for. Now your eyes are opening, slowly, quietly, fully. You are beginning to understand why your spirit felt tired around certain connections. You are beginning to see why peace returned after some people left. And the more you stop chasing places that rejected your light, the more your original signal begins to breathe again. This is the reframe. You were not too sensitive. You were receiving too much in places that had no intention of becoming truthful. You were not too intense. You were carrying too much fire into rooms built for lukewarm living. You were not hard to understand. You were speaking from a depth they refused to enter. There is nothing wrong with the ocean because a shallow cup cannot hold it. There is nothing wrong with the flame because cold hands fear its heat. There is nothing wrong with your spirit because people trained by numbness called your awareness dramatic. You were never the problem. Your environment was too small. That is the difference between ego and identity. Ego needs applause. Identity needs alignment. Ego performs. Identity obeys. Ego demands recognition. Identity keeps burning, even when no one claps. And chosen one, what you carry has survived seasons where no one celebrated you. You were built for atmosphere shifting. You were built for prayer that changes rooms. You were built for decisions that break family patterns. You were built for obedience that future generations will benefit from, even if they never know the private cost you paid to become free. This is why the enemy worked so hard to make you question your mind. If you doubt your discernment, you will walk back into traps. If you doubt your worth, you will settle for counterfeit peace. If you doubt your calling, you will hand your authority to people who were never assigned to lead you. You may feel it already. A quiet refusal, a sacred no, a new hunger for clean spaces, clean motives, clean voices, and clean relationships. You are no longer impressed by noise. You are no longer moved by empty compliments. Your spirit is beginning to recognize the difference between attention and alignment. And there is more. Something happened around the age when the world began teaching you to shrink. Something began dimming the brightness that once felt natural. The clarity, the wonder, the quickness, the holy sensitivity, the strange knowing. Stay with me, because the next part will show you that this pattern is not only personal, it has happened before. Hidden vessels have always been trained in silence before public release. Moses had a desert. David had a field. Joseph had a pit before a palace. And if heaven hid them before revealing them, maybe your hidden years were never evidence of failure, but evidence of preparation. Chosen one. Now you need to understand something deeper. Your life has not been strange because heaven made a mistake. Your path has been strange because rare vessels never move through common patterns. The proof has been in front of you all along. Every person God used greatly was first hidden in a place that looked like delay. Moses was not introduced through comfort. He was formed in separation. He spent years in a wilderness where no crowd applauded him, no palace honored him, and no one could see the weight of what heaven was building inside him. To other people, it looked like lost time. To God, it was training. David was anointed before he was celebrated. He carried oil on his head while still carrying responsibility in the field. He had a crown connected to his future, but his daily life still looked ordinary. That is why you must stop judging your calling by your current surroundings. Heaven can mark you long before people notice you. Joseph had dreams before he had evidence. He saw greatness, but life sent him through betrayal, false accusation, silence, and confinement. If Joseph had judged the dream by the pit, he would have believed God had lied. But the pit was not the end. It was the place where envy lost its final authority. Do you see the pattern? Heaven reveals identity before circumstances agree with it. God often speaks over a person while their outer life still looks unfinished. This is why you have felt a future inside you that your current life cannot explain. Something in your spirit remembers what your situation keeps trying to deny. You are not crazy for sensing greatness before seeing proof. You are not arrogant for feeling called while still being hidden. The enemy has tried to make you ashamed of the dream because shame is one of the oldest ways to silence prophecy. If you can be convinced that your inner knowing is foolish, you will stop preparing. But preparation is what rare people do in silence. They listen when no one claps. They obey when no one understands. They stay clean when everyone else compromises. And while the world thinks nothing is happening, heaven is strengthening the part of them that will one day carry public weight without collapsing under it. This is why your hidden years have been so intense. They were not empty. They were full of unseen shaping. Your patience was being stretched. Your discernment was being sharpened. Your appetite for fake approval was being broken. And every door that closed was teaching you not to worship access that God never ordained. Chosen one, your life carries the same signature. You have had seasons where you were ready, but the door stayed closed. You had the insight, but not the invitation. You had the heart, but not the platform. You had the gift, but not the recognition. That was not rejection, that was timing. And timing is protection. If heaven had released you before your roots were deep, attention could have damaged what isolation was meant to protect. Some blessings require maturity before access. Some rooms require emotional stability before entrance. Some assignments require a person who can stand alone before they are trusted with influence. Now listen closely. The enemy did not attack your weakness. He attacked the one thing in you that could change your bloodline. He attacked your clarity. He attacked your confidence. He attacked your ability to trust what you sense. Because if your discernment becomes steady, many counterfeit doors lose their power over you. This is why the warfare around your mind has been so heavy. Confusion did not come because you are weak. It came because your clarity is dangerous. A clear chosen one cannot be easily manipulated. A clear chosen one stops returning to traps. A clear chosen one can hear one quiet warning from heaven and change an entire season. What heaven calls discernment, some researchers describe through the language of brainwave activity. Gamma is often connected with heightened focus, insight, creative flow, and those sudden moments where truth becomes obvious before anyone explains it. That matters, because many chosen ones are not missing faith. They are trying to hear God through too much noise. This is why the genius song matters in this message, and I will return to it more fully later. Not because a sound replaces God. Never. But because a 7-minute audio built around gamma support can become a simple tool for people who feel their inner clarity has been buried under years of pressure. For now, do not rush past the meaning. Your spiritual battle has often been a battle for signal. Noise came after your attention. Exhaustion came after your prayer life. Distraction came after your obedience. And the more your mind became crowded, the harder it became to recognize the quiet voice that used to guide you so clearly. Maybe that is why you have said, "I know God is speaking, but I cannot hear clearly." Maybe that is why decisions feel heavier than they should. Maybe that is why your intuition arrives, then doubt attacks immediately after. The gift is still there. The signal is not dead. It has simply been buried under noise. This is where heaven is correcting your understanding. You thought your struggle meant you were losing the gift. No. The struggle often proves the gift is still worth attacking. The enemy does not waste pressure on empty vessels. He sends confusion toward people whose clarity would expose too much if it became fully active again. So stop calling yourself inconsistent. Stop calling yourself behind. Stop saying you missed your moment. You are in the same ancient pattern. Hidden first, tested first, strengthened first, then released. And when the release comes, people will think you appeared suddenly, but heaven will know you were being formed the entire time. There is a divine signature on you. It is not loud, but it is real. It is the reason people remember your words after you leave. It is the reason strangers sometimes tell you personal things without knowing why. It is the reason your prayers carry weight even when your life looks quiet from the outside. This signature cannot be manufactured. It cannot be copied. It cannot be bought from another person. It was placed in you before you understood yourself, and every painful season has either tried to bury it or refine it. That is why no one on earth can carry exactly what you carry. Stay with me now, because the next part is where this becomes deeply personal. The enemy was never afraid of your pain by itself. He was afraid of what your pain was about to unlock. And once you understand the hidden blocker, you will finally see why your original signal has been fighting to rise again. Chosen one. This is where the hidden thing must finally be named. The enemy was not afraid of your pain by itself. Pain can make a person quiet. Pain can make a person tired. But your pain was becoming a doorway into authority, because what tried to break you was also teaching you how to see. You do not only carry a gift, you carry an original signal. You carry a spiritual structure shaped by your assignment, your wounds, your obedience, your discernment, and the strange mercy of surviving what others never saw. That exact combination does not exist in anyone else on earth. That is why no one can copy you. They may copy your words, they may copy your tone, they may imitate your peace, your style, your prayers, or the way you move through pressure. But they cannot carry the inner history that made your presence weighty. They cannot fake the oil that came from crushing. The hidden blocker was never that you had nothing. The hidden blocker was that you were trained to live like you had to apologize for everything. You apologized for needing space. You apologized for sensing truth. You apologized for leaving rooms that made your spirit ache. And little by little, you began hiding the very signal heaven placed inside you. Listen to me. You did not lose it. You buried it to survive. You lowered your voice so insecure people would not feel threatened. You softened your discernment so manipulators would not call you harsh. You doubted your knowing because every time you saw clearly, someone tried to convince you that clarity was cruelty. But clarity is not cruelty. Discernment is not pride. Boundaries are not hatred. And the moment you stop confusing love with unlimited access, your original signal begins to breathe again. Heaven is not asking you to become cold. Heaven is asking you to become clear. No one on earth has what you have because no one has your exact assignment. No one has your exact wound pattern. No one has your exact timing. No one has your exact spiritual architecture. No one has the same private history with God. No one carries the same hidden conversations, the same tears, and the same quiet fire. This is why your life could never be measured by common timelines. Your delay was not wasted. Your silence was not empty. Your rejection was not final. Your wilderness was not proof that you were behind. It was the place where heaven kept your signal untouched until your soul became strong enough to carry it without begging people to approve it. Now understand the battle around your mind. Your spirit has been willing, but your mind has been forced to operate through noise. Too much pressure, too many responsibilities, too many betrayals, too many thoughts fighting for the same small space. And when the mind becomes crowded, even a chosen one can struggle to hear clearly. This is the bridge I told you I would return to. The Genius song was created for people who feel that their inner sharpness has been buried under years of noise. It is a 7-minute digital audio listened to with headphones, built around brain entrainment and the gamma state, the state often connected with clarity, intuition, deep focus, and creative flow. Do not hear this as a replacement for prayer. It is not. Do not hear this as a shortcut around obedience. It is not. Think of it as a simple support tool for the mind, especially for chosen ones who remember being clearer, faster, more intuitive, and more awake before life taught them to shrink. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years studying the brain and developing this audio approach. Research connected to places like MIT, Harvard, Princeton, and other leading universities has pointed toward the importance of gamma activity in insight, focus, and moments where truth becomes obvious before language can catch up. The Genius song does not make you chosen. Heaven already did that. It helps support the kind of mental state where the signal inside you can feel less buried under survival noise. More than 18,366 people have used it, and under 4% asked for a refund. That means the proof is not only curiosity, it is the quiet trust of people who chose to keep using it. Chosen ones do not need another empty promise. You have heard enough noise. You need something simple, grounded, and aligned. 7 minutes. Headphones. No complicated ritual. People spend around $15 every month on meditation apps. Some pay $100 to $200 for online growth courses. Others spend $400 to $800 on weekend retreats, or around $150 for a single therapy session. Most of those options do not focus directly on gamma support. Dr. Lake originally valued the Genius song at $49. But for people coming through this message, it is available for a one-time $39. No monthly subscription, no shipping, no waiting for a box to arrive. Just access through your email. And with it, there are 4 bonuses included. Genius Child is valued at $19. The classic book is valued at $20. Guided visualization is valued at $29. The 5-habit infographic is valued at $12. Together, the bonuses alone carry $80 in value. So you are not only receiving the core audio, you are receiving practical support pieces around the same inner shift, and there is protection around the decision. You have 90 days. If you use it and feel it is not for you, you can request a full refund. No complicated conditions, no physical product to return. Even if you do ask for the refund, you keep all 4 bonuses as respect for the time you invested. That means the risk is not really in trying. The greater risk is continuing to ignore the part of you that has been asking to come back online. If your spirit recognizes this, do not search randomly. There are imitation pages and copied products using similar names, but they do not carry the original brain entrainment structure, the 4 bonuses, or the same guarantee. The original link is placed below this message and in the pinned comment. Use only that path. Not random searches, not marketplace listings, not videos pretending to offer the same thing. This is not fear. This is protection. When something real begins helping people, counterfeit versions always appear nearby. Now pause for a moment. Put one hand over your chest if you can. Take one slow breath. Ask yourself one honest question. Am I ready to stop living as if my signal is a burden, and begin treating it like the sacred assignment heaven placed inside me? If your answer is yes, your next step is simple. The link is beneath this message and in the pinned comment. Move calmly. Read carefully. Let your spirit confirm it. This is not about being pressured into a purchase. This is about recognizing whether a tool placed in front of you is aligned with the season heaven is already awakening. Chosen one, what you carry is not dead. It is rising. Your clarity is rising. Your discernment is rising. Your courage is rising. The part of you that knew before proof, felt before evidence, and prayed before anyone noticed is coming back into alignment. And once this signal rises again, you will not keep calling your rarity a burden. Chosen one, now that the hidden thing has been named, do not rush away from the altar of this moment. Let the noise settle. Let your spirit breathe. You have heard enough to know this was not random, and something inside you is standing up again. Whether you take the tool or simply receive the message, do not walk away from who you are. Do not return to the old agreement that said your difference was a problem. That agreement is finished. Heaven did not place a rare signal in you so you could spend your whole life apologizing for its sound. You are allowed to be clear. You are allowed to be different. You are allowed to protect your peace. You are allowed to outgrow rooms that only loved you while you were easy to use. And you are allowed to stop explaining a calling that God has already confirmed in silence. The seal over this message begins here. Put your hand over your chest if you can. Take one slow breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let the fight leave your jaw. Let the weight of proving yourself fall off your spirit, because heaven is not asking you to perform right now. Say this with me, even if your voice is quiet. I receive what heaven placed in me. I release the shame of being different. I release every false identity built from rejection. I release the need to shrink so others can feel comfortable around my light. I break agreement with confusion. I break agreement with counterfeit peace. I break agreement with every voice that taught me to doubt my discernment. I am not hard to love. I am not too deep. I am not too sensitive. I am a vessel with sacred design. I call my original signal back into alignment. I call my clarity back. I call my courage back. I call my holy focus back. Every gift that went quiet under fear, pressure, betrayal, survival, or exhaustion, I welcome it back into the place heaven assigned within me. I will no longer treat my rarity like a burden. I will no longer trade my peace for access. I will no longer confuse loyalty with self-abandonment. I will no longer let people who fear truth become the measuring rod for my identity. Heavenly Father, restore the chosen one listening now. Restore the part of them that was mocked before it was understood. Restore the childlike clarity they carried before shame touched their voice. Restore the deep knowing that was buried under survival, and breathe again over the places where their spirit went silent. Let every counterfeit connection lose its grip. Let every false door close without drama. Let every hidden motive be revealed without confusion. Let every draining assignment that was never from you fall away. And let this chosen one stop carrying burdens that heaven never placed in their hands. Strengthen their discernment. Cleanse their atmosphere. Guard their sleep. Speak through their dreams with peace and order. Let them stop waking in fear, and let the quiet hours become a place of instruction, comfort, and holy renewal. What was once restless will become sacred again. Open their eyes to what is real. Open their ears to what is true. Open their heart to receive without fear, and close every pathway that keeps dragging them back into old versions of themselves. They are not returning to the cage after hearing the sound of freedom. Chosen one, you have survived seasons that tried to bury your voice. You smiled while carrying invisible weight. You kept showing up while your spirit was exhausted. You prayed for people who never knew the battle you were fighting. Heaven saw it all. Nothing was wasted. The tears were not wasted. The waiting was not wasted. The rejection was not wasted. The lonely nights were not wasted. Even the seasons where you felt numb became part of the formation that made your spirit stronger than the attack sent against it. You are entering a season where your clarity must be protected. Not everyone gets access. Not every invitation is alignment. Not every apology is transformation. Not every open door is from God. Your next level will require a holy no as much as a holy yes. This is not the time to chase noise. This is not the time to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. This is not the time to return to rooms that kept you small. This is the time to guard the signal and walk with quiet authority. If this message has confirmed what your spirit already knew, write these words in the comments. I carry what heaven placed in me. Do not type it casually. Type it as agreement. Type it as a marker. Type it as a line in the sand between who you were and who you are becoming. And if you know another chosen one who has been doubting their difference, send this message to them. Not everyone will understand it. That is fine. This word is not for everyone. It is for the one whose spirit trembles when truth finally calls them by name. Subscribe if your spirit knows this channel is part of your season. Stay connected to the messages that keep calling you back to alignment. There are still things heaven will confirm, still doors that need discernment, and still warnings that may protect you before the damage ever reaches your life. And for the one who felt the pull when the Genius song was mentioned, the original path is still beneath this message and in the pinned comment. Move without pressure. Move with peace. Read carefully. Let your spirit confirm what belongs to your season. Do not search randomly. Do not hand your attention to counterfeit copies. The original source connected to this message is the one placed below. If it is for you, you will know. If your spirit says wait, then wait in peace. Heaven does not need panic to guide you, but do not ignore the deeper call. Your clarity matters. Your focus matters. Your signal matters. The gift inside you is not only for you, because when you return to alignment, people connected to your obedience begin to feel the shift. Your bloodline needs your freedom. Your future needs your yes. Your assignment needs your full presence. And the version of you that heaven has been protecting is not coming back weak, confused, or ashamed. That version is rising with clean fire. So receive this final blessing. May your mind become quiet enough to hear. May your heart become strong enough to obey. May your spirit become steady enough to discern. May every false weight fall off, and may every true gift awaken without fear. You are not one of many. You are a one of one vessel. You are not a mistake. You are not late. You are not too far gone. You are not being buried anymore. You are being revealed. Walk forward in peace. Walk forward in authority. Walk forward with your signal guarded and your eyes open. Heaven knows your name. Heaven knows your assignment. And no one on the entire earth has what God placed inside you.